Hello, let's do Wordle for Wednesday, June 3rd. Let's play. Yesterday we spun the wheel. It said to start with Earth. Not too bad. Ooh, we end in H and there's a T, but it's not TH at the end. It could be one of those TCHs, like the. It's not the H trap. There's no A. I'm not going to repeat the A again this time. There's still itch, like witch, pitch, ditch. So let's think about what it can start with. Which. Oh, we could do hitch. Yeah, hitch. So I want that first because if we're going to test hitch, it needs to be the first letter. Which, pitch, ditch. I don't think it's going to be a B. So let's think about these. Howdy. I mean, I could do howdy if I was in regular mode, but I'm in hard mode. So I would need testing H first. Unfortunately, H isn't yellow. So testing H first would mean repeating the H again at the end. So I don't think I can do that. But from WPD, is there a way to get two of them is the question, and it seems unlikely. I don't think there's enough of them that I'm in danger if I guess it now. So of those, I think the P is the most useful letter, so I'm just going to guess pitch. And then we could do which, we could do ditch, we could do hitch, and we'd still be fine. All right, it's not, oh, it is TCH, but it's not itch. Ooh. Well, hopefully there isn't other, like hopefully och or utch isn't a problem. Let's find out. So what do we have for och? There's botch. So botch. I mean, I think I just have to kind of do them. There's also butch. So I'm gonna go for botch, and hopefully it's either botch or butch. Oh, okay. So it's an och. What other otches are there? Check your watch. I don't think it's a repeated letter. Toch, koch, hotch, ooch. Nope. I don't think it's a vowel. The only other vowel is U. What am I missing? Gotch? Like gotcha? I don't think so. Lotch, zotch, votch. Oh, a notch. That's got to be it. Okay. Made a little pyramid there with a gold stare. All right. Yeah, I think I made okay decisions there. I think that was probably the best way to go, but we'll see. Before we do anything else, let's spin the members wheel and see what tomorrow's starting word will be. My apologies to the Australians and New Zealanders who probably have already played by the time I spin this wheel. Wonderful. Well, you dodged a bullet because we're starting with Pizzazz tomorrow, suggested by Ian Bolschweiler. So we're going to learn something very interesting about the letter Z tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. All right. Well, what am I doing? I lost it. There we go. I'm doing well for sure. The answer was notch, and we started with Earth. There were 12 words left. Botch, butch, ditch, Dutch. Interesting that Dutch is considered an answer because it's a proper noun, but I guess it's used in enough contexts where it's not proper that it's considered common. Hitch, hutch. There's so many that have multiple vowels second. Notch, pitch, thigh is kind of the outlier there. Touch and tough and witch. I don't think there's anything surprising there. I didn't think of everything, but it suggests ditch or hitch or thigh. So pitch was not as good because it doesn't get you the freebie if it happened to be the other of those first letters. For some reason, botch and butch aren't as good, but it likes ditch a lot. And I don't understand why ditch is better than. Oh, I guess ditch just gets you. It wants to get into the itch trap as soon as possible. So if you get in that too late, you have a problem. And so we need to get into the itch trap, and from those, it's ditch or hitch that have an alternative second letter. Okay, that makes sense. Whereas pitch does not. There's no potch or putch. So I didn't think about it that way. I didn't think we were down to 12 words from our start, though. So I think I did fine. I did pitch. And from there, we're down to botch, butch, Dutch, hutch, or notch. And I did botch, which is one of the top ones. And from there, it was only notch. Okay. So I think that worked out okay. It would have done ditch, and we're still in basically the same exact solve. So it didn't really make a difference in this case. It would have made a difference in the case. So in the case where the answer was actually Dutch, ditch was better, or hutch. So maybe hitch was the way to go. If the answer had been hutch, it would have helped. Otherwise, it doesn't actually help. All right. Just pick an itch. Thigh is interesting, though. It's still kind of the same situation, though. There's not really a way to get this in 3, as far as I can tell. From optimal guesses, that is. Let's check tails. We just have the T. We're going to go front. Okay. Looks like we're just targeting some common letters there. A new vowel. After front, it's going to go junto or pinto. We're down to, come on. We're down to junto. Is it junto? Junto? Month, notch, and pinto. They're all very different, but both junto and pinto get you the answer. Basically, we need to know if we're in the nto or not. So why not? Junto, notch. All right, steel is going to be probably similar. We're going to go mount, and then we could get notch in 3. Otherwise, we're something like tonic notch. All right, adieu, the most common starting word. All gray, so we go torch, and then we're down to botch or notch. Yeah, that's very close. So we're in that och trap again. 3 or 4. Audio, we'll have the O. We're going to go prowl. We're concerned about gopher, mower, storm, jolly. Storm is interesting. Must be like an ST trap type thing. We go prowl. And from there, we can go month and notch. All right. Stare, another very common starting word. We're going to go point, month, notch, or just notch right away. So 3 or 4. What's after point? Just 2, month and notch. Interesting. Point does a lot of work on 120 down to 2. And then pert. Highest chance to get it in 2. One day it will. Not today. We're going to go, if we go for an answer, we should always go for an answer for a second guess from pert to maximize chance of getting in 2. So we're going to go ditty. And unfortunately, it is not ditty. We were down to 107 words. So this is the bad bucket. From ditty, we're going to go futon and then notch. All right, gets a 4. And then finally, clasp is what the official bot starts with. We just have the C. We're going to go trice. And then from after trice, we're going to go botch, which then gets us notch. Does butch do the same thing? Butch also gets notch. Okay. Let's check with the official bot and grab a screenshot here first. Say this is notch. All right. And did I beat the bot? 95 skill, 55 luck, 4 steps. Does it agree? It agrees butch would have been better, or hutch. So it agrees. I mean, when you're down to only 12 words left, the 2 bots are generally going to agree. People did touch, pitch, extremely common, with a 1.9 solve rate. That's interesting. So mostly 2 more after, but some people did go straight to notch. Tough, stitch without the T. I don't know what that word is. Stitch. Witch, botch, ditch, butch, thigh, notch. Some people got it in 2. That's nice. All right. And then botch and notch I gave 99s for. All right. Tarps. Wait, it starts with a new word now. Tarps. They must have reanalyzed. I wonder if the word list changed. Tarps is interesting. Okay. And then lithe. I remember traps being a decent start at one point from the other bot. And tarps is just an anagram of it. Okay, so we should analyze tarps. I guess we'll just start tomorrow. Lithe, botch, and notch. Huh. All right. 0.2 starting with notch. 2%, 25%. Big jump to 72.5%. 94.2. 98.9. People losing on the och trap. Botch, hotch, gotch. Potch, cotch, cotch, rotch. So there's a lot of accepted ones that aren't answers, because what the heck are those words? All right, let's refresh and check in regular mode. Forgot what I was looking for. Hello? This one. It's not working? There we go. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry. 91 skill. People going in similar words. Touch, pitch, tough, sitch, witch, sound. Pious, botch, ditch, and cupid. So some people doing fillers. Probably worried about all those traps. It does slate, so slate hasn't changed. Count, tonic, notch. 0.4, 2%, 21.3, 64.2, 89, 97.2. Losing on the ox trap. All right, well, how'd you do?